Hey, it's Johnny from Highly Suspect, and you're listening to Morgan Richards on Radio Cardiff.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, 98.7 FM, and I'm extremely pleased to say that I'm backstage at the Motorpoint Arena here in Cardiff. I'm joined by a band I can only describe as those Mister Asylum Bloodfeather trio slowly taking over the globe. It's of course those rock and roll fresh faces from Cold Cold. It's the wonderful Johnny Stevens of Highly Suspect.
How you doing?
Hey man, you okay?
Yeah, doing wonderful.
Yeah, how's things?
Great. Having a lot of fun over here in the UK. So.
Yeah. So Johnny, to start, looking at what you guys have achieved and done in the last few years as a band, you truly have some fantastic stories and experiences, especially after the release of your first full-length record, Mister Asylum, last year. Reflecting on that now, is it all quite surreal but even more exciting to think that this is only the real start of everything still yet to come?
Absolutely. Everything's very surreal right now, but it is also, and we've been a band now for 7 years, but this is really just starting to take off, and I'm very excited for what's going on right now, but even more so for what the future holds. Yeah, we're proud about everything, and being able to get out some music that we think has certain messages behind it, and to be recognized right now in a worldwide way. I mean, last night I played my first show in London, and from that moment forward, that makes us internationally touring artists, and that's probably the thing I'm most proud about. Not the award or accolades or anything like that, but just the fact that we can take our music to different countries. That is like something I've dreamed of forever. That's wild.
And going back to the album, this record is really about everything that happened from the time you moved to Brooklyn 5 years ago, and a real reflection on your experiences living there compared to your hometown.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's basically, the hometown that we came from is a very different place. Wonderful place, but we had to get out of it. Pretty typical. Moved to New York, followed the dream, only it came true for us. So, or it's coming true right now. But yeah, the music gained itself like a certain edge, and the experiences that we had out there kind of translated into these stories, some of which are fun and some of which are tragic, and that's what we write about. I can't make up songs, so the guy bought the car and the girl left it, like that stuff's all pretty lame to me, so I just write about what I know, and sometimes it's difficult to do that, but it's also a form of therapy, and so that album is a pure reflection of those formative years.
And did you feel that moving to Brooklyn opened up a lot of possibilities musically for you, come to terms with the new style of life and influences?
Yeah, definitely, and I think that as we continue to grow, especially now getting to travel and see other parts of the world, we've been to every single city in America without Hawaii and Alaska. I think that the next album will be even more filled with layered experiences from different areas. So yeah, but Brooklyn, it gave us an edge. There's a certain beat to that city, and now there's a certain rhythm in our music that came directly from that transition.
And one thing I find quite interesting is that after all these experiences you tend to catalog it in the moment, either putting it pen to paper or really on your phone as memos.
That's right, yeah. I'm always on my phone, and I just write down either what happened. I also have a journal that I write some of the crazier stuff in, and just everything that happens, I'll write it down, because my memory is not always great. It's not too keen, so I'll make sure that I've documented it, and I can use that later.
And in the early days of moving to Brooklyn, you guys would busk in the subway a lot, where you actually caught a woman's attention, who then introduced you to producer Joe Hamilton, who's been your go-to guy and really close friend ever since.
That's right on. You've done your homework. I used to go down to the train station and the subways, and I would play, because it was really hard to make any money in New York when you don't know anyone and you don't have. I'm a musician, so it was difficult. I couldn't hold the job down, because if we got a show in New Hampshire, I would blow off my job to go play that show. I always took the music more seriously, and so it was hard to hold down jobs. I'd get bartending gigs here and there, but I would go into the subway and play for a few hours at a time, make enough money for a pack of smokes and some noodles. And yeah, one day the right woman took my information down, and the next thing I know, I got a call from Joel, and he's such a great dude, and it's funny because he comes from my hometown. And so once we spoke with him and started talking and playing some music with him, it just turned into what you have today. You know, it was great. It was really fortunate. Kind of a Cinderella story, you know.
And speaking of Joel, I actually understand you guys have just recently headed back into the studio for 3 days, creating something from the heart and very special.
That's correct, but I can't speak of it right now.
No?
No, because I'd rather that be a surprise when it comes out. And I'm not sure when we're going to release what we just did, because there's a lot of steps that go along with it, and I want to make sure that everything comes out the right way. So, but yeah, we definitely did just go in there and do something, because it's going to be a little while until the next album, so I figure why not at least put something out for the time being. I got to get some stuff out. So.
One thing we have to mention is that already you've toured with a great deal of different bands musically, from the likes of Deftones to Eagles of Death Metal and Catfish and the Bottlemen. Is it really important that you can be portrayed to all these subgenres with some of your favorite bands growing up? Yeah,
I think it's great. I mean, to be honest, when we play, I used to worry about who we would play with and say, well, maybe that's not the right look, or maybe the people won't understand. And now I just like to play with everyone, because it just gives like another band, their fans, an opportunity to hear something new and different. So I'll play with anybody at any time. But yeah, it's definitely great to play with your heroes too. It's again, I think the word is surreal.
And here you are in the UK on your first ever tour this side of the pond. You've been very excited online about coming here, so can we expect you guys to really push out these parts more regularly now?
I hope so. I haven't slept since we've gotten here, and everyone says, oh, the jet lag, and it's not the jet lag, it's just I've been having too much fun. It's been a dream to come over here. I mean, it's so saturated in our pop culture in America. Everything from A Muppet Christmas Carol to, there's just constantly thinking about England and the UK. Yeah, I intend to come back as much as possible, as much as you'll have me.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And just a couple more things now, Johnny, before you go. Of course, just recently you've been nominated for not one, but 2 Grammy Awards for Best Rock Album and Best Rock Song for this year's ceremony. I'm sure it's just quite a crazy feeling that you'll be walking down that red carpet in such a prestigious event.
It's unreal, I mean, who would have saw that coming? We didn't even consider that a possibility, just because usually that's the big dogs that get those and there's a few there's Wolf Alice too, who's from over here, from this side of the pond. They've been nominated for a rock performance, which is a different category, and it's just so great to see that that this year there's been some acts that no one's really ever heard of get recognized for their work. So yeah, it's a great honor, and we're super excited about that.
And with all that now, of course, you're going to be extremely busy touring for pretty much all of 2016 to promote the record and working on new material. Is there anything else we can really expect from you guys in the near future? I
mean, I think you nailed it. I think we're going to keep working and touring. We've got some music videos that will come out soon for some songs. But yeah, we will be getting into the studio this year for the second album.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm so excited for that. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that more than anything I have lined up.
Well, that's about it. Cheers, Johnny, for taking the time out to have a quick chat with me.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Best luck now with everything in the near future, and hopefully we can catch up with you guys again very soon.
Right on.